Chairman Gabarino, Ranking Member Swalwell, Chairman Green, honorable members of the subcommittee, thank you for inviting me to testify. I'm Heather Hogsett, Senior Vice President of Technology and Risk Strategy for BITS, the technology division of the Bank Policy Institute, or BPI. BPI is a nonpartisan policy, research, and advocacy organization representing the nation's leading banks. Through our technology division, we work with our members on cyber risk management, critical infrastructure protection, fraud reduction, regulation, and innovation. On behalf of BPI members, we greatly appreciate this committee's leadership and the opportunity to provide perspective on CISA's proposed rule to implement CIRCIA. The financial industry has been a strong supporter of sharing cyber threat and incident information for more than 2 decades and has experienced the value it provides. We were pleased to support CIRCIA as it was being considered by Congress because it sought to develop a uniform incident reporting standard across all major sectors of the economy and would provide CISA with information it needs to better understand cyber threats. While we continue to believe that CIRCIA will play an important role in our collective defense against nation-state attacks and cyber criminals, we urge CISA to substantially revise the proposed rule in several areas to ensure its requirements are simple, directly support CISA's ability to have awareness of significant cyber incidents and to quickly share useful information with industry, and allow cyber personnel to focus on response and recovery rather than government reporting. As currently drafted, this proposal will require extensive efforts by critical personnel during the most critical phase of an incident. When combined with a low threshold for reporting, this will add significant burden and compliance obligations. As CISA and this committee move forward, we offer several recommendations. CISA should refine its broad interpretation of the CIRCIA statute, including definitions and data requirements. The definition of substantial cyber incident should be revised to ensure a higher threshold for reporting and avoid over-reporting of incidents that cause minimal harm or impact. For instance, the requirement to report a disruption of a covered entity's ability to engage in business or industrial operations or deliver goods or services lacks an impact threshold and could lead to a large number of immaterial or less significant incidents being reported. CISA should also reduce the reporting requirements to those that support the goal of CIRCIA to quickly identify and assess risks across sectors and provide useful information to critical infrastructure entities to defend against attacks. When CIRCIA was enacted, Congress was careful to note the legislation sought to strike a balance between getting information quickly and letting victims respond to an attack without imposing burdensome requirements. The proposed rule would disrupt that balance by requiring entities to share sweeping investigative findings and details that are typically not available until weeks or months after an incident. For example, entities should not be required to report a timeline of compromised system communications with other systems or an assessment of the effectiveness of response efforts. CISA should also focus on building the capability to leverage reported information for actionable purposes. CISA should ensure it is adequately equipped to intake incident reports and has the capabilities and subject matter expertise to provide timely and actionable information back out to industry, along with tools to help minimize or avoid threats. CISA should also clarify how it will protect this very sensitive information and how it will provide sector risk management agencies with information they need to fulfill their responsibilities and coordinate with entities in their respective sectors. Finally, we encourage Congress to continue to focus on regulatory harmonization. While we have seen progress in coordination on cyber incident notification by the prudential banking regulators, other independent regulators, such as the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, have continued to issue rules that duplicate or conflict with CIRCIA. In particular, the SEC's Cyber Incident Disclosure Rule adds unnecessary complexity to incident response and undermines the purpose of CIRCIA by publicizing that a company has been attacked while CISA is still working to confidentially warn other potential victims and prevent further harm. We encourage Congress to explore legislative solutions to better facilitate harmonization efforts, as this may be the most effective forcing function to achieve increased streamlining moving forward. In closing, we are committed to continuing to work with CISA and this committee to refine the proposed rule and ensure its successful implementation. If its requirements are balanced appropriately, CIRCIA will help reduce attacks and the disruption they cause to individuals, businesses, our economy, and our way of life. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and I'm happy to answer any questions.